Okay, everybody, welcome back. This is Benny Boy AF, and this is the third installment of my XNA games series here. There's my little guy still flying around and shooting. There's Paris still up there. Now if you look up here, we now have a little snob power bar starting at 100. And what this does is, as we start taking shots at Paris's, perfect face and perfect hair and perfect everything, her snob power is being considerably decreased there, and we'll just keep blasting away until she hits 0. And here it comes, and boom. There's no particular reason you need a bigger fireball once she hits 0, but I just wanted to show that you can use a power bar very easily to kind of keep track of what's happening to a persistent model, like a boss model. So for example, let's say Paris's power is down to 50. You can use that to trigger an event. Maybe she grows horns or starts moving differently, or something like that. Making a power bar is really easy to do, because when you print an image to the screen, the simplest sprite batch drawing procedure asks for a screen destination rectangle that you're going to put your image on. So if you want to make a square a rectangle, you just give rectangular coordinates when you're printing it to the screen. Really easy. So I've actually used one little square, and I've stretched it out to make a white background, and then I've made it a little smaller and stretched it out again to make a red kind of, the background of the power bar, the red color there. And as her power changes, I draw another green rectangle, still using the same white rectangle, but just with a green color now, stretched out to a percentage of the size of that red rectangle. So very simple to do. You're just drawing 3 squares scaled to different screen coordinate sizes. Okay. I'd like to talk a little bit about matrices and what they do. Why do we use a matrix in 2D game design? The answer is, you're scaling and rotating images, but you're not using screen pixels to interact directly. So when I'm shooting at Paris's head here, I'm not using what's on the screen. I've got a pretty complicated background now with some color and stuff, and you don't know what kind of garbage is going to be on the screen when your bullets are moving around. So what you do is you calculate the position of your bullet, and then you have to figure out, based on a virtual image of Paris's head, which may or may not have the same screen coordinate system, where in her face the bullet is located. Okay, so once you've rotated or moved her head and scaled it bigger or smaller, you use a matrix to convert screen coordinates to kind of model coordinates, those virtual coordinates. So you'll have a different coordinate system for Paris's head, another one for the ship, and then another one for the screen. And you have to be able to translate between those to to have the models interact. Okay, so that's why we use matrix math a little bit. It just cleans up the math, so you don't have 20 formulas everywhere while you're trying to convert from one coordinate system to another, right? So I'm sorry, I guess that's a lot of talk for so early in the game's development here, but the short thing I wanted to say, what I should have just said, is learn how matrices work. You have to. You need that, a little basic trigonometry. You have to know Pythagoras, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Those 3 bits of math will carry you really far in game development and programming. Last thing. Paris now has the ability to move around a little bit. If I didn't use matrices, it would be very hard for me to calculate kind of the middle position. If I, for example, rescale my model or whatever, it would be hard to figure out where the middle of the model is, which is important because that's the point Paris is moving to. Okay, stop following me, Paris Hilton. This video is over.